Hello, and thanks for joining another Shaw Consulting How We Work podcast. In these podcasts, we're talking to Shaw Consulting's Managing Director, Chris Shaw, about projects the team have been working on. Today, we're going to discuss the Cloud Options Appraisal project the team recently completed for the Bournville Village Trust. And joining us today, along with Chris, is Andrew Beeston, Head of IT at the Bournville Village Trust. Hi, Chris. Hi, Andrew. Good to have you here.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
So, Andrew, perhaps you could start by explaining a little bit more about the Bournville Village Trust.
Well, we're one of the Midlands' leading and longest serving independent community-focused organisations. Our aim is to create and sustain communities where people can thrive, which we do by providing a range of different services from estate stewardship and community development to social and affordable housing and much more. We work across more than a dozen diverse and distinctive communities in Birmingham and Telford, serving thousands of people.
Okay, thanks, Andrew. So that's the organisation. So, Chris, what was the project brief that you received and kind of what did it involve?
So we were asked to come in, take stock of what they have currently. How much is it costing them to operate the current environment? How much would it cost if they just renewed the hardware and continue to run the current environment on new infrastructure versus moving it to the cloud?
I'd like to understand how the Trust and Shaw work together in order to get the best project outcome. Perhaps, Chris, you could take me through the kind of actions and what you were able to achieve by working in partnership.
Yes, certainly. So key thing was understanding what they had, what was the age of that infrastructure, and really agreeing what are the metrics that we're going to use from a financial perspective to be able to assess those key elements. You know, at the outset, we agreed a plan, we agreed what documentation that we needed. We regularly met, we regularly discussed what our findings were. We refined those with Andrew and the team. And we went through a number of different versions to really get to the point where we were all happy that the report detailed the current position and accurately reflected the options that would be present in the cloud if we progressed into that area.
And Andrew, from your perspective, what were the challenges of this particular project?
Well, I think with this particular part of the project, and I think it's key to say this is the first part, challenge-wise, I don't necessarily think we've come across many. I think the main thing is been taking the leadership team on a journey to understand what's possible and what's right for us. There is no one-size-fits-all. And I think this sort of positive relationship we've developed with Shaw Consulting and then working with us as a partner has been sort of fundamental to taking them on that journey. We have done a lot of great work in understanding our existing environment, looking at the options that are available to us, and basically getting into that detail so that when we move into the next phase, which will be procurement, we're in a really informed position. But I think for me, it's been around making sure the leadership team understand what we're trying to achieve, the pros and cons, and just having them on board so that we're fully supported through the process. And although Bournville are an innovative organisation, we want to make sure that we do fully consider value for money and bring in the right solutions for the organisation, because like I previously said, there is no one size fits all and every organisation is different. So I think it's been around showcasing the art of the possible and sort of taking them on that journey.
Thanks, Andrew. So, Chris, Andrew's outlined some of those challenges. How did you and the team go about addressing them?
The key thing is trying to get what is quite a technical analysis of the environment and options appraisal into a form that makes it easily understood by the exec team. We spent time to make sure that that was understandable. There was some clear links back to the benefits, tangible benefits to the organisation. What did they mean to them? And explaining that clearly to them so that they understood, for instance, that move to a cloud infrastructure is going to give them more agility. It's a different model. And for many housing organisations who have been used to paying for something upfront as a capital purchase and then depreciating that as an asset over 4 or 5 years of owning that asset, it's a revenue model. And that revenue model has some impact and how their funding's viewed then as well. So we needed to work with the executive team, the finance team, to explain what that meant and how it could affect their financial cash flows or their lending statuses and things like this, because it is a change. So we did spend quite a bit of time going through that and producing those summary presentations and making sure that they were well understood with the organisation.
Just backing that up, I think that has been a really positive experience. We have dug down into the detail and got ourselves in a position where they fully understand where we're trying to take things. So I think that all comes back to sort of building up that partnership approach, because we don't know everything internally and we are leveraging the right skill sets externally to support us with these pieces of work.
So finally then, to both of you, what was the project's final outcome and why was it successful? Andrew, perhaps you could go first on that one.
Yeah, so we presented the findings I did initially, and based on the work that Chris and myself had pulled together, took the leadership team through the process and the sort of final findings, should we say. And basically they approved what had been laid in front of them and agreed to go through to the next stage. And the next stage is obviously the procurement phase. So we'll be looking to go out to market shortly and look to bring a new provider on board to help us make that transition. But I think without Shaw Consulting's support and expertise in that area, I think it would have been a lot more challenging. And I think it's good that we've leveraged that sort of understanding and their understanding of the sector to sort of basically inform that decision.
Chris, anything to add from your side?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's been a really good project to work on. Really nice organisation to work with. Great guy to work with Andrew. So no, thoroughly enjoyed it. And we're really looking forward to moving it on to this next step now.
That's great. Thanks very much to both of you. Andrew, Chris, great insight from both sides. We'll be back again soon to take another look at a Shaw project. All our podcasts are available on Shaw social media channels. Thanks everyone for listening.